the 28th. I'll start from 2017 and do 2015. Take it from there. Some things should not happen, but they do. The Pope made eyes at Donald Trump, and it is a tale. One gets the Pope does not like Trump. The Pope declared some of Trump's campaign slogans were immoral. The Pope seems to be for killing people who want to migrate for economic reasons and are willing to risk all. The Pope seems to believe in Gaia and anthropogenic global warming theory and is willing to place the world's poorest in jeopardy by making more people poor so rich AGW activists get richer. Maybe I'm wrong, and the Pope is incapable of saying what he means. The Pope seems very unhappy with Trump, and his face and eyes betray that when the two are together, which is really sad because the world needs a Pope who is competent and graceful. Francis seems neither. One gets that the Pope is not trying to impress me, but heal a large church suffering from the loss of John Paul II's leadership. Neither has the Pope shown leadership over Cardinal Pell's mistreatment of Australian media and activists. Francis was famous for the Franciscan order of monks, and for, among other things, ending a Christian understanding it was okay to kill any Muslim for any reason. But the current Pope Francis has not advanced understanding or friendship with Muslims as radical extremists have killed indiscriminately. Maybe the Vatican Wall is preventing the Pope from seeing reality? Theresa May is seeking to win a general election in the UK. Press opposition to her is much stronger than Corbyn's Labour Party, and it is so-called conservative press, the like of which did not endorse Brexit, which is being hypercritical, criticising May's clothing or inflating statements into so-called gaffes. Would the UK voters really prefer a communist leader with unfettered tax and spend ideology over a conservative who mentioned fox hunting? Prince Charles did it, and he'll probably support the Greens because Castro was not a UK citizen. For the world, I want May to win that election, but I just live here. I don't vote there. Bob Woodward, part of the journalist duo who took out Richard Nixon using Assistant FBI Director Mark Felt's leaks, now feels it is wrong to do the same to Trump. It was wrong back then too. Trump is waging a culture war to drain the swamp, and the swamp is fighting back. I have yet to hear what Trump has done which is supposed to be wrong. I've heard the name Russia mentioned a few times, but it seems as if Obama got burned using Russia as a partner, frenemy, in the new Cold War Obama started to fix his foreign policy power vacuum. In 585 BC, a solar eclipse occurred as predicted by the Greek philosopher and scientist Thales. Could be Talus. While Alyattes was battling Cyaxares in the Battle of Halys, leading to a truce. This is one of the cardinal dates from which other dates can be calculated. While eclipses are predictable, we don't precisely know how Talus did it. 621 Battle of Hulao, Li Shimin, the son of Chinese Emperor Gaozu, defeated the numerically superior forces of Dujian near the Hulao Pass, Hainan. This victory decided the outcome of the civil war that followed the Sui dynasty's collapse in favor of the Tang dynasty. In 1503, James IV of Scotland and Margaret Tudor were married according to a papal bull by Pope Alexander VI. A treaty of everlasting peace between Scotland and England, signed on that occasion, resulted in a peace that lasted 10 years. 1533, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Thomas Cranmer, declared the marriage of King Henry VIII of England to Anne Boleyn valid. 1588, the Spanish Armada, with 130 ships and 30,000 men, set sail from Lisbon, Portugal, heading for the English Channel. It would take until May the 30th for all ships to leave port. In 1644, Bolton massacre by royalist troops under the command of James Stanley, 7th Earl of Derby. Prince Rupert was the cousin of Charles I. The death count is not certain, but the atrocity is. In 1905, the Russo-Japanese War, the Battle of Tsushima, ended with the destruction of the Russian Baltic Fleet by Admiral Togo Helashiro and the Imperial Japanese Navy. It was a game-changing defeat which taught the world that fast ships with guns are much better than ships with lots of varied guns. In 1936, Alan Turing submitted uncomputable numbers for publication. In 1942, World War II, in retaliation for the assassination attempt on Reinhard Heydrich, Nazis in Czechoslovakia killed over 1,800 people, a sad tribute to the architect of the final solution. In 1948, Daniel Francois Malan was elected as Prime Minister of South Africa. He later went on to implement apartheid. In 1951, the British radio comedy program The Goon Show was broadcast on the BBC for the first time. In 1961, Peter Benenson's article, The Forgotten Prisoners, was published in several internationally read newspapers. This would later be thought of as the founding of the human rights organization Amnesty International. Tragically, Amnesty has lost their way, no longer supporting prisoners of conscience, but supporting left-wing values and often terrorism. 1964, the Palestinian Liberation Organization was formed. PLO, Palestine as the Jordanians see it, never existed beforehand. 1987, 19-year-old West German pilot Matthias B. Rust evaded Soviet Union air defenses and landed a private plane in the Red Square in Moscow, Russia. He was immediately detained and would not be released until August 3rd, 1988. He successfully let Gorbachev get rid of people that opposed him in the military, thus closing the Cold War.